Yo, what's happening, world? Name's Raheem Flowers. I'm just thinking about the events that transpired with Nicholas Cruz and the Florida shootings and how it ties back into the Vegas shooting. And that shit just don't sit well with me, man. These these dudes who are investigating the cases are too nonchalant. I'm just viewing their body language, and it's like something of guiltiness and hiding something from the public. Nothing unusual from the elite, the powers that be, and people affiliated with them. In addition to that, I think I even went back and thought about cats like Dylan Roof, Elliot Rodgers, the dude who's was the son of the man who created the Hunger Games series. And even thinking about the Columbine shooter and whatnot, and I always think to myself how we have this paradigm, this pattern where these dudes supposedly have a mental illness. It's really just a way to justify whatever nefarious acts that they got going on. And it's funny too, because I'm thinking to myself how roles being played here, like take Dylan Roof and him calling Jews an enigma, and even how a Jewish woman was involved with what transpired with Elliot Rodgers, and how there always is some sort of act where it's justified for them to do whatever they're going to do, and they call it a mental illness. And namely, mainly, these white kids, and obviously you have a white Jew behind the scenes of doing this fuck shit. This is the reality that everybody got to accept, though. That you have many people who died, many people who were killed, and it can get sidestepped. Even if we think about the Boston Marathon, the only reason that dude didn't get off because, he's a Russian Muslim. And don't get me wrong, I don't fuck with Islam by no means. Because to me, they got their own agenda. They were founded by a warlord, warmongering pedophile like Muhammad. That's not something that is popular to say in a video, but it's the truth. You read the Quran, you read passages from the Hadith, that's what it is. And then I think about these Jews and what they got going on and the message that they try to give you. It's like they put these white boys here. These white boys go on camera because they go through their frustrations. They don't know how to vent. They don't know how to express themselves properly. They don't have high emotional intelligence and don't know how to open up to people. And they never resolve their issues. So what do? They go out and kill a motherfucker. And they say that it's a mental illness. Knowing that it's just as fucked up if they do it than anybody does it. But if it was any other group of people, they're going to jail for life. Black dude does it, he's thugging, he's gangbanging. Arab does it, Muslim terrorists, or Persian or Turkish, or anybody who's usually affiliated with Islam, but you know what I mean. See, even those who claim to be white supremacists and white supremacy, it's like a much bigger goal than that. White supremacy is simply just a tool, just like religion, to control people. And then they're going to move on to the next thing. This is what I was saying in the sequence of power. And that's what they're doing. They don't mind using other white people in the process. That Florida shooting was a clear testament to that. They don't mind killing up a bunch of innocent people who happen to look like them, i.e. white. They don't mind doing that shit. I think about the Vegas shooting, how fucked up that was. And it's funny how all the information that's leaking now, and how if you watch this interview with this man, and I'll have it in the link below, and just how his mannerisms was when he was being interviewed, one of the people who are doing investigations and whatnot in the case. I'm gonna send links to it. I got y'all. This is the world we live in, though. We gotta accept this reality, this bullshit reality, where people can have this cover up and use it as a mental illness, like with fuckboys like Dylan Roof, like fuckboys like Elliot Rodgers, and even this Nicholas Cruz guy. There's always some mental illness that has to be accepted. And the funny thing is, I was even reading up on Elliot Rodgers, and they were talking about Jewish supremacy, right? And I say to myself, well, guess what? Even if white people were the face of slavery and the face of racism and whatnot, what needs to be understood is that you were played like a fiddle. Even though black people had to deal with all the adversity, the pain, the agony, the psychological destruction, and physical, historical destruction, you still have that puppeteer. You got that puppeteer with that pointy nose and the cut, and that's a scary sight. Word to college. That's what you got. Jews are an enigma. That's what Dylan Roof said in his manifesto. And I've noticed these manifestos that they made, like Elliot Rodgers made his manifesto too before he started killing all those people in Pasadena, California. And somehow the acts are always justified because they know that this is just a cover-up for a hidden agenda. If you've noticed, a reality where we have to accept somebody can, you got these dudes out here, you got these rappers out here wearing wedding dresses and doing all this fruity tooty dick in the booty ass behavior, and then they claiming that they real niggas, and then they could think that they can fuck females when we know that you really messing with dudes, but that's just a cover up. I mean, they claiming that Young Thug is married and has a wife and got kids, but that doesn't negate the fact that he on some fruity shit. He calling other dudes bae for peak's sake. It's just what it is. You got dudes out here who on Instagram, who on World Star recording wedding dresses. And this is what we accept as the thugs. This is what's accepted in like the communities, especially the black community I'm referring to right now. It's the reality we supposed to accept. The reality is where dudes can simp all day and just tell women what the fuck they want to hear, gas up their egos, and really and ultimately this is messing up the relationship and the dynamics between male and female. But that's the reality we supposed to accept. Reality we supposed to accept is we take what we get. They can flag down videos just like they're doing to my man College. They got rid of Kid Organics channel. They made it to where I can't even make money off of my videos, and they demonetized the fuck out of, like, I want to say at least 70 to 75% of my videos. That's why I won't even press the monetize button anymore, because I already know they're going to pull that fuck shit. I mean, this is supposed to be an age of information, but they're trying to conceal that information now. They're trying to make it to where, oh, it's all this censorship, which revolves around what? Cultural Marxism. And what is cultural Marxism? What is it? Listen to the key word, Marxism, like Karl Marx. And we know that Karl Marx has a Jewish lineage. Just saying. There's a book called The Protocols of the Zionists. And I even said in my other video about the Jew Boys A1 secret relationship between blacks and Jews. Because you're seeing a lot of fuckery. Them in the cut is a scary sight. Take Vlad. This is, and I know if this video gets high, that I'm going to get flagged for this shit. Or at the very least, they're going to demonetize and say it's too offensive. There was a man named Voltaire who had a good quote. And just know, the people that you can't criticize, the ones who are in power are the ones you can't criticize. Paraphrasing, but that's a good premise. That's why it's so easy to talk about white people. That's why it's so easy to say, point out the white supremacists and whatnot. But if you say something about the Jews, well, you on that list. You can't say anything about them and go far. Kanye was just saying back in the Breakfast Club in 2013 that we ain't Jewish and we don't pull our money together. Anytime you reference money and how people are networking, and especially Jewish people, that shit gets shut down. I mean, Jewish people are on top of the apex. And back to Elliot Rodgers, I mean, I know it is a topic of this discussion that is confusion. It creates confusion. Like, what is a Jew? Because then when you think about Jewish people and the European Jews and you think about that certain faction of Jewish people. I can't pronounce the word. I'm going to keep it real with you. But these people were exiled. The Jews were exiled throughout Europe during the Middle Ages. All throughout Europe. Then, Hitler had his Third Reich Nazi regime, and then all those things transpired in the Holocaust. And they always let it be a reminder. They say never again. They went straight to the top. I just think to myself, I think about the rap game. Drake, Jewish, most selling artist, who surpasses the Beatles, who surpasses Kanye, who surpasses Michael Jackson. He has his connections. Boom. You think about the industry just in general. Hollyweird. All these Jewish producers. Alright, I'm saying too much though, aren't I? Man, I swear to God. There's something larger than what is called white supremacy. That in itself is just a ploy and a distraction. That's why they got niggas talking like Umar, niggas talking like Tariq, dudes like Boyce Watkins, who got a Chinaman, who he's the Chinaman's bitch, who was just being used to sell you falsehood. He did that. They're using their powers for evil. Because really, in reality, they could be using their powers for good and actually building some sort of infrastructure. But nope. And black men just out here using their powers for evil when they could be utilizing that. And then if they created this manosphere and this bullshit ass gender war going on between black men and black women instead of seeing the bigger picture. Yo. We are more divided than ever, and yet we as a people in this world, especially in America, but just society as a whole, we like to pride ourselves on diversity. We do that bullshit in hip hop. We do that bullshit in Western society, but we are more divided than ever. That's why they talk about MGTOW. That's why they talk about feminism. That's why we talk about all these groups and the RGB and the manosphere. What Melanoid Nation, Soto Nation, fucking man. You got mumble rappers. You got the real hip hop. Man, you all know what I'm saying. They give you the illusion of being. And this all goes back into cultural Marxism. It's giving the illusion of equality while removing societal accountability. That's why you can't call fuck shit out, because when you do, it's a problem. You see what happened to Joe Budden when he started exposing. What did they do? They tried to make him look crazy. And they'll even try to make it to where, oh, some of the words you're saying are too offensive. Look at Star. Star's not even being Star. He is being tamed. That's what it goes to show. Look at academics. He has to go to his chat niggas and Twitch to even say what he really wants to say, because even he's emphasizing and speak on how politically correct he gotta be when he's on that show Everyday Struggle. That should tell you something. This is the reality that they want us to accept, though. You can't call these do-nothing thug-ass niggas out here, especially in places like where I'm from in Chicago, because otherwise you just cooning. Otherwise you just sidestepping white supremacy, even though not realizing that is an extension of what y'all niggas love to call white supremacy, or the elite, or Jewish people, whatever you want to call that shit. Fuck out of here. I don't want no nigga telling me that they love the hood, but then they trying to fight white supremacy. How you gonna love the fruit and hate the tree? That don't make sense. But this is the reality that we're supposed to accept, though, right? This is what we're set to accept. Bullshit. I'm not. I ain't got too much to say after this. I'm out, y'all. Peace.